Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be yapping all things the trip to Samoa recently with TCF. I got back, what day is it? Like 5 days ago. And I was in Samoa for just under 2 weeks. So it was a big trip. I was there to film content, post content in real time. And we're just going to go through it. I'm going to have my phone up looking at all the content that I got because it was a lot. And I won't lie, I've lost track of the first couple of days in Samoa especially. This trip happens once a year with TCF every July holidays for the kids. We take 40 kids over to a community in need basically. And this year we constructed a playground, a multi-purpose court, and also a synthetic AstroTurf field. So I want to talk to you about it because my job was the content side of things, getting the story out there, keeping the parents of the kids updated, and just getting word out there of this charity because it is a charity. And my job was to grow the social media of the Terry Campese Foundation. So if you're not already following TCF, please go follow TCF. I'm going to call it TCF this entire video, but it stands for the Terry Campese Foundation. And we're just going to go with the flow. And I'm going to tell you the content side of things. If you want to know about the construction and the kids and the program itself, go over to the TCF page, but I'm going to talk to you all about the content side of things. So we got to Samoa on the 6th of July. We flew out from Canberra. We did Canberra to Fiji, Fiji to Samoa overnight on a Sunday. And that was absolutely brutal. It was so brutal. And I was sick the few days leading up to Samoa, which meant that I was really congested. And I've never flown like sick before. And my ear got blocked. This ear was blocked for the first 5 days. And I mean like that layover in Fiji, after the first flight, it got blocked and I was in tears in Fiji because I was in so much pain. My head was throbbing and I just couldn't hear out of my ear. It was so weird. It was so weird to have a whole ear that was just blocked. Anyway, so we get to Samoa and we landed really, really early on the Monday morning, like 2 a.m. Then we had a ferry ride at 6 a.m. over to the island of Savaii. And then we had a 2.5 hour bus ride to the little village that we were staying in. We were staying at a resort, which wasn't the plan, but we did stay at a resort. I was sharing a room with two other mentors, Dove and Casey, which they literally made the trip the best thing ever. And so that was the first day. It was a big travel day. I was filming like the traveling side of things and keeping the parents up to date. I would post unlimited stories. There was never like, this is how much I have to post throughout the day. My plan content wise was to post one daily reel as a minimum of like everything we did that day and then stories to go alongside. So I would do like updates of the construction every day on our stories. And I also ended up making a second reel for a lot of the days we were there. There would just be ideas that I had or content that I got that I was like, oh, I would just make that into a separate reel. Like for example, there was one day in the first couple of days where one of the kids actually caught a fish for the first time. And I happened to get that on camera, which is divine timing working its magic, right? And I turned that into its own reel. There was another day where I filmed our highest fundraiser. She was on the trip with us and she was like watching the kids play with the soccer nets that we had just built for the first time. And I also made a video about like the kids in Samoa, the Samoan kids play on the playground for the first time when we had completed it. So that was really cool. There was just a bonus, basically, a bonus reel almost every single day that I shared. And in total, across the 14 days, so like a couple of days after we got back as well, I posted 22 reels. Yeah, so that's a lot more than just one a day. And the engagement went through the roof. It was actually so exciting to do. Anyway, I know I was going to recap day by day, but I don't think it's worth doing a massive day recap. I think I just want to reminisce on the content side of things. So a big part of it for me that Terry didn't necessarily ask for, but Terry gave me his drone. Well, didn't give me, like he lent me his drone a year ago in Tonga when I went on that trip last year with them. And he was like, here you go, play around with the drone, have some fun. I have obviously been playing around with it in the last year, got a lot more confident flying it. So then when I was in Samoa, this is actually a funny story. I don't know if I should share it, but I'm going to share it anyway. I put the drone up a bunch of times, and keep in mind, it's like this little tiny drone. Like it's a mini drone. Neo, I think, a DJI Neo. I don't know. I'm not a drone person. But it's very, very small. So I don't need a license for it or anything. And I was flying it the first few days, and our Samoan contact, Liata, got a message saying, how is this person flying a drone? Because the drone isn't actually meant to go up in the air. So I ended up getting a permit and everything, guys. It's all okay. But that was a bit of a concern in the first few days. I was flying the drone, and there was no warnings that came up or anything, but I would share like the before shot of the construction site. There's a shot right here I'll put it on the screen, of like the kids doing highs and lows in a circle that first night. And because we were staying at the resort where there was a beach that we swam in every single day, it was just so beautiful that I wanted to get those drone shots if I could. And yeah, so I got a bunch of drone shots, and I did daily updates of drone footage. So like the progress of the construction site at the school that we were working at, I used the drone for that, which you'll see. There's actually one photo from the drone that I'm so proud of taking, and I'll put it on the screen obviously, but there's a bird literally like within 10 meters of the drone, because birds love drones, guys. Like they really, really love them. And it terrifies me, because the last thing I want is a bird to take the drone. You know what I'm saying? And this drone is like a little baby drone. So I was a bit worried about that. Another aspect of being in Samoa was I was with 40 teenagers, right? So these kids like all know how to use their phones. They all like taking photos and documenting stuff, editing TikToks, stuff like that. So I used a DJI Action, like a little GoPro, and I would give that to them some days so that they can go and like do cute little vlogs. And we went to a waterfall one day, so that was able to go under the water. All of the times we swam at the beach, I tried to whip out the GoPro so that I could get content of the kids swimming, stuff like that. And just like content from their point of view, because as a content creator, I'm often like, I'm filming whatever's happening, but I'm not often like, I don't give the kids my phone to film content on. I film that content, and then they would take the GoPro and go and film like random stuff and them talking to each other and doing the fun side of things. Like you get their perspective as well. I should probably also mention I had the Pocket Osmo and the DJI Action camera so that I could get landscape footage, because I'm also making them a longer form video to play at their presentation and to also put on the TCF website. So that was what also was part of my job throughout the entire 14 days, is to film on my phone, do the daily social media updates, but to also film landscape and have higher quality footage so that it could be played on a big screen and kind of done a summary of the trip to look back on. There is a one from Tonga last year that is still up on the TCF website. So that was my job as well. I'll tell you the biggest struggle and the biggest highlight. I think the biggest struggle for me for the whole trip was just the like inability. I found it really hard to balance just like having me time and having time to chill and recover from the day, and also get all of the work done that I wanted to. And like I was not getting any pressure from Terry, from anyone from TCF, but I wanted to produce work every single day, right? Like I wanted to have that reel up on social media every single day. And it was incredible because I think that's the best content I've produced across a period of time, like ever, in terms of engagement as well. Like we have averaged over 30K views for every single video. The account grew by over 500 followers. One of the videos is at over 100K views. Like, job well done, if I may say so myself. Like I can tick that box and say that I did the absolute most I could and the best I could. But that came with late nights, not a lot of sleep, constantly, like, if I wasn't filming, I was editing, and if I wasn't filming or editing, I was posting, and then if I wasn't doing that, I was trying to talk to Jordan. It was weird because I'm on my phone a lot, but then I'm not responding to people's messages. I'm not scrolling. I certainly had to battle with the Wi-Fi situation and the reception. So when I initially got to Samoa, I got a SIM card. It's actually still in the back of my phone. I got a SIM card and I purchased 75 gigs of data for like $60 for the whole 2 weeks. And I obviously didn't use all of that because where we ended up being on the island of Savai didn't have a lot of reception. So yeah, I had to battle with uploading stuff, and yeah, that was probably a struggle, just like balancing it all and having downtime. I never really feel like I switched off for the entire 2 weeks. So when I got home the other day, I've just spent the last few days laying down, being horizontal. The heat was also so intense. I think the change in weather was massive for all of us. Like, it was sweating. I was sweating all the time. I was never truly dry, I don't think. Another exciting thing that happened, and this is tying into the highlight, I guess, was that the footage, I reached out to 9 News in Canberra, and the story featured on the news the other night, which is really, really cool. Just the fact that that story made it onto the news here in Australia, massive highlight for me. And I went and watched it live, and it was just so surreal. But yeah, that ties into the highlight for me, and that is obviously there's so much personally in terms of the experience of seeing the kids go from the initial discomfort of being in another country to really embracing it and getting so close with each other and loving the experience. That was amazing. And seeing the growth of the kids. But also just from the content creation perspective, the story has reached so many people and has impacted so many people. And I guess that's why TCF invested in having a content creator go, so that the story could be shared. And it just reminds me of the whole reason of why we create content in the first place, is to have an impact and to show people that you can do hard things, that you are so capable of doing more. And stories and sharing stories really matters. So whenever you think that your story is boring, it's not interesting, it's not worth sharing, it absolutely is. It's going to impact somebody in some way or another. So don't be afraid to share your story. That's definitely a highlight for me from the trip, is just the power of sharing this story and it landing for people. I'm so proud to be part of the TCF family, to now have been part of 3 massive events, I guess, with TCF. Tonga last year, the challenge weekend in February, and now Samoa. Yeah, it's all happening. It's go, go, go. I'm excited to share the next video with you all. I'm actually hoping, I'm really hoping, I'm going to Airlie Beach this weekend. So spontaneous of me, I know. But I'm hoping to vlog that, and I hope that will be the next video too. So stick around. Thanks so much for being here. Like, subscribe, all of the things. Send me a message on Instagram as well if you've watched this video, because it means the absolute world to me. Yeah, post some content today. Love you so much. Bye.